Good day, everyone. So we are the group 2 and we are going to by the way, I am Majan Swan Ojeda and we are going to discuss the unit 3, the teacher and the community. So first, we are going to tackle about the external environment and accountability of school. When we are going to say external environments and accountability of school it's not or it is considered as a problems exist or the benefits not only in school but of course in a community or as a whole. So what is the role of teacher in the community? First is take leadership roles. So when we're going to say leadership roles, teachers should engage in activities and projects not only in the educational institution but in the community nga pangbuhaton. So dapat mo-engage or mo-appeal sa si teacher. For example is election or kanang mga programs which is related or helpful sa community. Next is provides leadership roles in various cultural development programs, and this talks about the benefits of a community. So next is provides leadership roles in various cultural programs. So when we are going to say provide leadership roles in various cultural development programs. So kabantay man tanong nga si teacher is dili lang siya mo-engage into academic journey or dito sa school but mag-provide siya sad siya og mga helpful matters in regards to the improvement of the community, like atong akong gi-mention ganiha nga kanang mga naay mga election or kanang mga naay programs, especially feeding programs or something nga makatabang siya sa community. Next is education and welfare. So it talks about the education and welfare for young children. So of course, one of the most significant contribution of a teacher or we future educators is that ang atong tumong og tuyo nganong teacher ta. So of course, we are going to share our knowledge and mold every learners to learn and to gain or to improve their living or sa ilang mga kahibalo. Next is what is external environment. So external environment is a group of factors or conditions that are outside the organization but affect in some extent. So from the word itself, external. So these are the factors or mga problema nga makita or possible nga maka-affect sa school community. So we are going to or this focus on a society, economy, school, politics, and regulations. So there are some external environments in school. So first we have social matters. So when we're going to say social matters is includes ka na mga fights, mga suicides, or mga incidents or mga negative incidents nga nahitabo sa atong palibot which is ang mga students is maapektuhan. Next is personal matters. So, di ba, we are trying to look at the diverse learners and those diverse learners have certain issues. So, personal matters, example would be a family problem. Next is poor academic performance. So, one of the factor that might affect the students or the learning institution is kanang mga estudyante nga wala nagtarong og eskwela or something dili sila seryoso. So, diha pa lang daan is maapektuhan na ang both the learning institution and the learners. Next is school boards election. So, one of kuan siya ang kaning school board elections is that di ba kanang kung nay mga kabantay mo nang nay mga mag election para sa mga SSG officers sa way back in our junior high school and senior high school years. So nay mga inana nga those factors or kana nga mga officials nga selected is kung dili na sila magtarong or sa ilang magtarong sa ilang obligation or dili sila mobuhat sa ilang responsibility, is naay possibility nga maapektuhan ang institution or educational institution. Next is mismanagement of school funds. So we are referring to this as a financial stability or kanang mga kakulangan sa pundo sa school or kakulangan sa supply sa kuan kanang sa financially, which is kung naay mga kakulangan sa school is kanang di ba mo dagan man gyud or mo duol man gyud tag mga mayors or something mga sa government in order for us to kanang maghinahanglan ta og tabang. So kung ang gobyerno or ang kanang atong community or ang kanang mga mayors or mga officials wala sila pundo, so naay possibility nga ang school is kulang siya og mga learning materials or needed inside sa educational institution. Next is, what do you mean by school accountability? So, school accountability, the process by which students, teachers, and administrators given an account of their program. So, from the word itself, accountability, so benefits. It is also a means by which policymakers of the state and district levels, parents, taxpayers, monitors one performance of the students and the schools. So, kanang di ba kanang in order for a teacher or sa school is kanang na sila stable nga income or stable nga kanang sweldo, so kailangan magyud sila nga kanang kailangan magyud nga naay mga government or of course na government nga mo help. Tapos kanang mga taxes nga kanang i-paid sa mga workers is kuha na siya kanang mobile na sweldo sa mga teachers. So diha pa lang daan is kailangan i-monitor ang kanang mga kwarta or something ang mga butang nga maka-help sa teacher in order for a teacher and students is na sila convenience sa learning institution. Next is importance of accountability in school. First is enhances teaching and learning in the school system. So it talks about the benefits and the convenience of both the teacher and the learner. Enhances the realization of institutional objectives. So this would be referring to a more stable learning resources, then enough mga facilities and classroom nga classroom sa school, walay kulang-kulang nga materials. In short is kanang ang mga students and teacher is na sila magamit for their learning nga ilang buhaton. Next is it forestalls the misuse of public fund and facilities. So in order to avoid or in order to secure the financial support or financial funds sa school and madapat siya og sakto is na-adjud siya or na-plan para ma-cater or para magamit og tarong ang mga funds, and that would be naay rule ang policy or naay mga policy makers kung unsa lang or para asa lang to ang budget ato para nga kwarta. So next is external influences and constituencies for school district. So first we have political and legal patterns. So political and legal patterns talks about the officials like the mayor or the government officials within a municipality or in certain barangays or areas, like di ba kanang example ani is di ba na kanang na mga suspension sa classes or holidays or kanang na mga important nga events tas ang klase is i-postpone. So in ana is whatever be the decision of the political and legal institution can affect the school community. Next is societal conditions. So societal conditions would be a act according to the respond or kanang mga makig-cooperate sila ba sa ang school and the community would be connected kay kung unsay kalihukan sa school is maapil sad ang gobyerno of course or ang imong lugar nga like sa ka nga municipality or asa ka nga barangay na bilong. So kung naay kalihukan sad sa barangay is ang school sad is kailangan sad siya nga mo attend. Next is economic and market. So economic and market refers ay so mo ni siya ang kuan school is also affected by the economy or community. Why? Di ba kung naay mga low income or low budget or something lack of funds is kanang or shortage of income inside sa community or isa ka lugar is maapektuhan ang sweldo ni teacher. Next is information technology. So one of the most beneficial thing that would really help the institution, especially the school and the community, is the information technology. It is important to students to access new information, and this new information would be a positive information nga ma-help sa mga students. So dili lang siya, ang eskwelahan is dili lang siya nagtuyok lang sa isa ka kuan. So kailangan naasad siya ma-adapt or naasad siya basihan, and that would be the outside or external influences. Next is cultural values. So cultural values helps school learners a great sense of identity. So we all know naman the fact that in one place, in one school or institution has a individual differences. So in order for us to cater those differences is we need to have a sense of humor to accept each other para natay positive communication towards sa mga students nga naay nga lahi-lahi og belief o tradition nga na. Next is demographic characteristics. So aside from the learnings or the academic journey of a students or the problems that might encounter inside and outside of the school, the demographic characteristics talks about the gender, equality, and age. So next is parents. So teachers and parents must collaborate in molding students, and that would be a greatest motivation para ang mga students earn a sense of belonging, and then maka ganan sila sa eskwela or na sila interest to go in school, and that would give a school and a teacher a smooth flow of connection between and among the learners. Next is colleges and education association. So colleges and education association is referring to a different organization in education that would help and connect each other for collaboration and for improvement. Next is accrediting agencies. So accrediting agencies monitor and supervise the performance of the school. So kung may mga kakulangan or na kulang og classroom facilities, learning materials, so kailangan mo ni trabaho sa accrediting agencies to cater those lapses and lack of materials sa school. Next is regulatory agencies. So regulatory agencies is it monitors school and provide guidance. So guidance like sa mga policy or sa mga buhaton between and among the learners in referring to the teacher kung unsa ang ilang need nga buhaton or need nga improve to cater the students. And this also talks about the benefits among the learners and the teacher. Next is unions. So unions is to ensure teachers access professional development by providing professional learning opportunities and independently or partnership with others. Next is taxpayers. So, taxpayers, so kita na ni, we are referring to sa mga trabahante or the paid taxes for the government to provide higher education and to produce quality graduates and worker. So, di ba, kung pila ang, kung kanang mga taxes, makaingon tang, kanang maghatag man tag tax? O kana maghatag tag tax, kung dili ta maghatag og tax, wala tay isweldo sa teacher and wala tay mga sakto nga mga materials sa atong sa community or even sa educational institution. That would be all. Thank you.
I'm the next reporter, Liana Rossi Singa. So, my assigned topic is all about resource dependence, perspective, and general environmental resources. So, number 1 is resource dependence perspective, which is the environment is a place to gain resource for operating the organization. So, resource means a stock or supply like materials, people, stuff, and other aspects that can be drawn by a person or organization in order to function effectively. So, this perspective is nagadepend siya of other organization that has the resources that is suitable for that kind of thing. Like, there is a specific nga mga resources nga kailangan sa usa ka institution nga pwede niya makuha o mag-gain from the other organization that will provide the better operation or to make it successful. So, dependence is characterized as the extent of the need of a resource and its availability. So, it's that relying on that kind of resources of what should be provided for, like napa ba ihatag nimo para mas sufficient siya and ang availability kung makakita ba niya ang tanan or is be available anytime. So, there are two major source for public higher educational system. So, number 1 is state appropriateness. Appropriate the quality or state of being is especially suitable of fitting visitors' remark. Number 2 is student tuition. Tuition is the associated charges or fees for learning at a college or university. So, the factors that influence resources dependence are abundant of resources. Where is abundant resources nga pwede masupply nga nanginahanglan nga state or people. The next one is control of resources. Making sure nga ang availability sa resources well planned. Where is the right resources will be available to the project at the right time. So next is general environmental resources. The first one is fiscal. Fiscal management system should use available resources in which the most directly and effectively meet the educational need of the students. So the fiscal management is assigned to have the enough resources or planned like magamit in the important things that will meet ang mga panghinanglanon sa mga estudyante related sa ilang pag-eskwela. So the next one is personnel. So those personnel providing services with an educational setting. So it's like they are the staff. They are the person nga mohatag og services related to educational settings. They will give such information that is important and serve the people nga needed og service about education. So the next one is information technology. Help in promoting opportunities of knowledge and sharing throughout the world. So, through this information technology, it can help people to gain knowledge about the concept or things and can share such ideas or information in the world through technology with the use of internet, where it is one of resources because it is accessible for all. The last one is products and services. Teachers, schools, buildings, books, teaching materials, etc. So they are the one of resources because they are needed in the organization or state. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, so I am the next reporter, Erilyn Linapad, and my assigned topic, which is all about availability of resources. So first is scarcity. So it refers to the lacking which gives students effects on academic performance. So when it comes to academic performance of the learners is that scarcity can refers to lack of resources that students need to succeed. So of course, dili good enough ang magamit para makatabang sa mga learners in order for them to understand well, and also this could be anything from not having textbooks or not having a enough time to study. So by that, ang mga learners is kanaang maapektuhan gyud ang ilang academic performance. So low ang ilang mga grades. Then next is magnificent. So, magnificent is more than enough the students would be able to perform on the given task effectively. So, when the students have more than enough resources, so it means nga kailan they have everything they need and more to perform their task effectively. So this could mean having extra textbooks or have more time to study. So in this way kanang mas effective gyud ang ilahang level of understanding. So, administering resource environment, it refers to the managing the environment impacts. So, by managing environment impacts, it involves taking steps to minimize the negative effects of human activities on the environment. So, this include everything from reduce waste or kanang pollution to promote sustainable practices and protecting natural resources. So there are some actions that we need to do. So next is coping strategies and administering resources environments. So first is buffering. Stockpiling either or output from a production or service process to cope with environmental fluctuations. So it is about the production or service processes is a way for business to prepare for environmental fluctuations or unexpected changes in demand. So it helps them to keep their operations running smoothly even when things don't go as a plan. So number 2 is smoothing. It refers the tools and techniques used to predict developments in business. So smoothing in the context of business is it refers to the tools and techniques nga kanang gamiton sa mga businessman or which is to predict and anticipate developments of trends. Then kanang makatabang po niya sa mga business in order for them to make inform the decision and plan for the future.
I am the next reporter, Milikor Anami. So, as a continuation of Miss Linapad, my assigned topic is forecasting. Forecasting is predicting changing condition and future events. Refers to the practice of predicting that will happen in the future. Example is in business. It is very important to help in budgeting, planning, and estimating future growth. So, for example is nakay negosyo. So, magkon magigag nagigay prediction nga unsay mong pasibo sa next year dako baka kita ana or sa puhon pa or nabay time nga mingaw or sakto lang. So wala siya gitawag nga forecasting. So next is recruiting. Recruiting is process of finding and hiring the best. So refers to the process of identifying, interviewing, selecting, and hiring. Finding, hiring candidates for a specific or job. For example is mag-abroad ka, so naman gina agency. So before kanila na nga ma-hire ka, so interviewon gyud ka nila na so, gapang recruit man na may time nga ay namang agency nga mang recruit, so muna siya ang ginatawag nga recruiting. Number 5 is partnership. The relationships of two or more partners can carry out a business. So, a partnership is a kind of business where a formal agreement between two or more people is made who agree to be the co-owners. So, for example, is kanang na may business duha sa imong nakaysa ka partner nimo. So, dapat is magkuan magid mo na nga kining magsabot magid mo nga kisabay kang tungang halin ba na is tunga ba mo or inyo pang ipatuyok. So, dapat nagid mo agreement ana nga nagbuo mo na nga business. So, accountability. The obligation or willingness to accept responsibility for one's action. Okay, these are the key principles of accountability. First is client focus. Refers to the strategies you can use to better clients' need and improve their experience with the brand. Know your customer. One of the best steps to show customer focus is to know who your customer is. So, for example is naka-business. So, before ka magkuan og business is mag-focus, di ba? Customer magid imong gina-focus gyud. So, di ka magkuan is kanang mag-wholesale ba ka, mag-retailer ba ka kay para imong halin is kusog. So, sa customer kay focus kay kung sila lang gusto nga mga pambilito nun mo gini kusog sa imuha nga mahalin. So, second is performance orientation. Is the degree to which innovation, high standard, and excellent performance and encouraged and rewarded. So example is nagtrabaho ka kanang mga dagko nga kumpanya. So maayo imuhang kanang nabuhat sa katuig. So nay posibilidad nga ma-promote ka sa anak nga trabaho. So mo na siyang tawag nga performance orientation. So number 3 is ownership transparency. Means that the ultimate owners of an entity, the natural person who control an entity passively through a web of different companies. So, the last is integration. When separate people or things are brought together, like the integration of students from all the district of elementary school. Assimilation of immigrant groups into a new nation.
I am Hazel Faye Tutanes and I am the next reporter. B. Adapting to external environment. Adapting to external environment, all outside factors that may affect an organization. By addressing the external factors is essential in educational institutions to navigate the dynamic educational landscape, adapt to changing needs and expectations, and provide high-quality education that prepares students for the future. By understanding and responding to the factors, educational organizations can effectively fulfill their mission of providing quality education and contributing to the development of individuals and society. Is an inclusive concept that involves all outsider factors and influences that impacts the operation of a school. Inclusive concept means that all relevant factors and influences are taken into account without excluding any important aspects. It acknowledges the operation of a school is influenced by a multitude of external factors, and it is crucial to consider and understand these factors to effectively manage and improve the school's functioning. By recognizing the inclusive nature of these factors, educational institutions can develop strategies and policies that addresses the diverse needs, challenges arising from external environment.
I am the next reporter, Hannah Martinez. My assigned topic is National Standard and Frameworks. It calls for the creation of new structures and professional bodies through which policymakers and the profession can meet on equal terms and exercise their joint responsibility for standards in teaching. The nature and content of teaching standards can vary according to their purpose. So national standards and frameworks are like a guidebook that helps school know what to teach as the world changes. For the national standard and frameworks to adapt the external environment, such as advancement in teaching methodologies, changes in the job market, evolving technology, and societal needs, kinahanglan i-change, mag-adjust ang mga teachers kung unsay needs sa mga learners, so that these standards can ensure that educational practices remain relevant, adaptable, and aligned with the demands of the changing world. So, community can supported by advocating high quality education, working with schools. So, advocating high quality education means community can speak up or pwede sila mo take og action to promote and support education that meets or exceed established standards, ensuring nga ang tanan learners na access sa mga resources, opportunities, and excellent learning. So, working with schools means this includes volunteering or participating in school activities to support the school mission and goals.
So I am the next reporter. I am Mary Jane C. Lumigit. My assigned topic is internalization. So internalization is a process of change which is tailored to meet the individual's needs and interests of each higher education entry. So the process of change in higher education is personalized to address the specific needs and interests of each student. So this approach highlights the connections and interactions among nations, individuals, cultures, and institutions and systems. So next is emphasizes the relationship between and among nations, people, cultures, institutions, and systems. So the in so that the emphasis of in the inter emphasize the relationship between and among nations and people, cultures, institutions, and systems is in terms of relationships among people. Universities may promote diversity and inclusivity by organizing events and that celebrate various cultures and traditions, encouraging interaction and mutual learning among students from different backgrounds. When considering the relationship between institutions and systems, an example could be partnerships between universities and industry to provide students with practical experience and opportunities for research collaboration, bridging the gap between academia and the professional world.
Good day, everyone. I am the next reporter. My name is Walter Garigay. So, my assigned topic is globalization. When we say globalization, a process that focuses on the worldwide flows of ideas, resources, people, economy, values, cultures, knowledge, goods, services, and technology. So, pag moingon daw nga globalization is nakafocus siya globally, dili lang nakafocus dani sa ato ang country which is ginafocus niya ang sa globally. For example is dana sa resources. Common example is product. So pag moingon tag product, di ba, common kayo dani sa dani sa ato ang country nga gaangkat og mga product from the other country gipasulod import dani sa ato ang country. So ma kuan ang globalization is dako kay impact sa ato sa which is sa ato ang daily lives, which is gamit nato ang, for example, ana is ang communication skills, globalization. So pag na kay communication skills, dili lang naka-focus imong communication skills dani sa atong country, which is ang magtagalog lang or ang magkuan lang. Tungod sa globalization is ma-enhance or ma-broaden ang imong communication skills, which is mauna na ang pagkagamit nimo sa English language kay di ba globally man, so dako kay impact ang globalization sa ato ang self, which sa pag kuan sa ato ang daily lives. So next is globalization in education. The increasing mobility of students and teachers across the world and the need for education to be more inclusive. So globalization in education. Pag moingon ta nga globalization in education is dili lang siya for students kundi for both students and teachers. Kay globalization in education man. So teacher is mas ang mas need niya ang information sa globally kay siya man ang katudlo sa students. For example is teacher if ikaw teacher pag makabalo ka or na kay mga knowledge nga nakuha nimo globally, mga information nakuha nimo globally, na kay mga resources nga nakuha nimo globally. So pag tudlo na nimo sa students is solid information, solid knowledge imong matudlo sa imong students kay globally man na nimo nakuha nga information. So that is the globalization in education. So next is what does it mean to be global teacher? So unsa man daw? If global teacher ka is you should be an expert in sa imuhang field. So pag global teacher ka, so it means master ka or maayo ka na, dapat maayo ka ana kay lisod sag mag global teacher ka niya imong tinudloan kay binukid. And if you are a global teacher, dapat good communicator ka or nakay good communication skills. And then if you are a global teacher, dapat nakay critical thinking, dapat problem solver ka, and then dapat nakay creative thinking. Should possess information literacy.
I am Elvin Mantayo, the next reporter, and my topic is all about the teacher and the community. Article 3, Section 1, a teacher is a facilitator of learning and development of the youth. She shall therefore render the best services by providing an environment conducive to such learning and growth. So this article is emphasize the role of a teacher as a facilitator. So meaning they guide and support student learning rather than simply delivering information. So this article is learning centered or the child centered stuff. And ang role sa teacher is to guide and facilitate the learners para to guide them and give engaging activities. And it suggests that to fulfill this role effectively, so a teacher should create an environment that supports students' learning and development. This environment should be conducive to achieving educational goals and fostering the growth of young people. In essence, the article underscores the importance of teachers in shaping the educational experience and nurturing students' growth.
So, I am the next reporter. I am Clarissa Joy Sipanis, Section 5. Every teacher shall help the school keep the people in the community informed about the school work and accomplishment as well as its needs and problems. So, dapat jud nga ang every teacher has a responsibility to keep the people in the community informed about the school's work, accomplishments, needs, and problems. O kanang dapat sad nga teacher should actively communicate with the community to share important information and maintain transparency, especially sa mga parents in order for them to inform is kanang dapat nga kanang maghatag kag letter or i-face to face jud nimo sila nga ma-communicate.
Article 7 Section 7. So, every teacher shall maintain harmonious and pleasant personal and official relation with other professionals, with government official, people individually or collectively. So, this article emphasizes the importance of maintaining positive relationship with other professionals, both individually and collectively. So this means that teachers should strive to work well with their colleges and administrators and other professionals within the educational system and a respectful and cooperative manner. And the goal is to create a harmonious and pleasant working environment for everyone involved, ultimately benefiting the students and the overall educational community.
So this means that teachers should strive to have positive interaction and treat others with respect and professionalism. Maintaining harmonious and pleasant relationships is essential for teachers in their personal and professional interaction. By fostering positive connection with colleges, government officials, and individuals or groups, teachers contribute to a positive work environment, effective collaboration, and a strong sense of community.
So I am the next and the last reporter. I'm John Kyle Misa. My assigned topic is the teacher and the state. Article 2, Section 1. The school are the nurseries of the citizens of the state. Each teacher is a trustee of the cultural and educational heritage of the nation and is under obligation to transmit to learners such as heritage as well as to elevate national morality, promote national pride, cultivate love of country, instill allegiance to the constitutions and respect for all duly constituted authorities, promote obedience to the laws of the state. As a future teacher, it is our obligation to motivate our students to love our family. As a future teacher, it is really our job to instill obligation and patriotism to them. Nurturing is being emphasized on deception. Because when you say nurturing, it is a facility where someone is being cared for. So school is the best example for nursery because teachers are the ones who take care of the students and experience them with essential and good manners for them to become a better citizen of our faith. So it is really our job to mold them and to lead them to become a good students of our country.
And that's all about the Unit 3 and the teacher and the community presented by the Group 2. Thank you. Kenapa deh? Naulahin mo dito. Masa mag-utro ta?
Okay na